It's the first of our new beers from September, for September I should say. So let's kick off with a big one. This is Wiper and True and Arbor Ales, and this is their 1 pint can of Striking Distance. But what's it going to be like? Keep on watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're reviewing this Wiper and True and Arbor making a New England IPA called Striking Distance. It's in a 568ml or old money 1 pint can of what I'm talking about. 6% alcohol, 3.4 units. That shows, you know, when you have these pint cans and you think of the alcohol, 3.4 units in that. There's a lot of beer in this can. And as I said, it's an Arbor Ales in conjunction with what am I talking about? It's Arbor Ales in conjunction with Wiper and True, both Bristol breweries. It says here, brewed with our old friends and new neighbours, this New England IPA was made to celebrate the opening of Wiper and True's new brewery and tap room just along the road from Arbor. And inside this beer we have Citra, Riwaka, strata hops to tease out the flavours and aromas of passion fruit and a nod to both breweries' passion for the Bristol craft beer scene. So, sounds pretty good. Let's crack it open, get it in our glass, see what it's all about. I haven't had many Wiper and Trues. I have had the occasional one, but I remember drinking them when I first started the channel, but I haven't really drank any since. Don't see them that often. But Arbor, everyone knows that I drink quite a lot of Arbor because I love the pint cans. It's great value for money. This was, out of all the beers this month, this is the biggest can and the cheapest beer, just over £4, which I think is pretty damn good for a pint of beer. And looking at it, it looks pretty good as well. So we've got a nice sort of orange, golden sort of colour, really hazy. Quite a lot of bubbles sort of sticking to the glass there. Just under 2 fingers of a white, fairly compacted head there. I think that looks pretty good. It's not as hazy and custardy as you would necessarily expect, but we've got Citra, Strata and Riwaka, which is an interesting trio. Let's see what the aroma's like. Well, it smells pretty damn good, and it's got a big passion fruit sort of hit. But then I'm getting lots of other tropical stuff. I'm getting mango, I'm getting pineapple. There's grapefruit in there, citrus fruits. And even those sort of like papaya and those all really sweet, small little juicy tropical fruits. It's got the taste buds going and I'm looking forward to it. So cheers everyone. Loads of flavour. Big hits of passion fruit. And then there's a little bit of stone fruit mango, a little apricot even. You get a little sort of hints of pineapple in there. And then you get lots of citrus, lemons, limes especially. You little get a sweet orange as well. It's quite complex. Mouthfeel wise, it's reasonably smooth, but it's quite light. It's probably a little bit more carbonated than I would like for an IPA. There is that sort of New Zealand sort of twang, that sort of slight savoury note, that spring onion flavour. Definitely getting a little bit of that in there. And that sort of goes into a more, you know I've said it a lot of times, especially when describing beers with New Zealand hops in, but there is that gooseberry, kiwi fruit, less so the grape, but those sort of green sort of fruits in there. But I'm getting a lot more savoury sort of notes, which again is what you get with a lot of New Zealand hops. So smooth and light. There's a lot of real juice flavour in it, but yeah, from bottom to top, I should say, big hits of passion fruit. Then you're getting other sort of sweet, ripened stone fruits, apricots and mango, papaya, citrus fruits, lime is sort of cutting through a lot of that. Gives a real sort of zestiness to it. And then the sort of like the end of the flavour, as it were, the sort of what you're left with, you're getting a little bit of dryness, but you're also getting this sort of green fruit. You're getting that lime develop into a little bit more gooseberry and a little bit of melon in there as well. And also, and kiwi fruit. And you've got this sort of savoury note. It's a very flavoursome, very drinkable, light, refreshing beer. If I was going to be picky about it, and it's very difficult to be picky when you're buying get a pint can and you're paying just over £4 for it, is I would have liked a little bit more body. As much as it's smooth, there's a little bit of prickly carbonation, and it's a very light sort of flavour. You know, it feels like it needs a little bit more body, but it's a cracking beer. And Arbor done it again with Wiper and True. Nice combinations. There's a little bit of grapefruit and that dryness sort of sitting there just on the back end. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of complexity to this beer, and I really like a beer that takes you on a journey, because you just sort of, you go through all those sort of flavours in your mind and you think, I want to drink it again, and I want to go through that little journey again. It's very complex. 3 hops, only 6% ABV. I mean, say only 6%, but for an IPA, it's at a low level. But I think it's a really cracking beer. And again, another winner. It's probably not the best Arbor beer that I've had. I really did like that double IPA I had from them earlier on in the summer. But this is up there with like Galazaka and 00 and Massive Azaka. It's a good beer. So let me know what you think if you've had this one before. It's brand new, so hopefully, you know, I haven't seen any other reviews for it, but definitely check it out. If you see Arbor, always check them out, because it's a big pint can. Usually you'll probably find it's one of the cheapest beers in the bottle shop that you buy. And don't think, oh, it's cheap and it's a big can of beer, it's going to be rubbish, because they make really consistently good beers. Nothing stunningly great. They're never really going to compete with your Verdants and your Pollys and your Dayers, you know, Track and Rivington. Those are not quite going to compete there with them, but they're very, very consistently good. You know, their scores are always good scores. So check them out. So hope you've enjoyed this video from me today, and scores are coming up after the break. But until then, keep on rocking. Okay, the scores are in for Arbor and Wiper and True and their striking distance New England IPA. Big pint can. We've got Citra, we've got Strata, and we've got Riwaka hops in this. So let's go through the scores. Aroma. Appearance. Flavour. Value for money. Overall experience. And finally, the total score.